Welcome back to Dynamic Steward Daily Video. The chapter of the day is Psalm 114. I have given a title to this chapter, When Impossibilities Become Realities. The author of this chapter is using some striking images and language to show how impossibilities can become realities. Let's read together in Psalm 114, verse 3. The sea saw it and fled. Jordan turned back. The author here is referring to the experience of Israel when they arrived in front of the Red Sea, and that behind them the army of Pharaoh was approaching. The text says, the sea saw it and fled. After 40 years, when they were about to enter into the promised land, once again the water departed and they crossed Jordan River on dry land. This is impossibilities that have become possibilities. We read in verse 4, the mountains skipped like rams, the little hills like lambs. I don't think that the author is referring to this mass of rock here, but to these cities that were built on these mountains, these fortified cities, these cities with thick and tall walls, these cities that Israel has conquered. Many of these cities were inhabited by giants, but still they could not resist in front of Israel. Impossibilities become possibilities. The author of the psalm will question the mountain, will question the hills and the water. Listen to what is written in verse 5. What ails you, O sea, that you fled, O Jordan, that you turned back? I have never seen that. Water running away. I have never seen that. Mountains and hills jumping like rams. This has never happened. What could be the explanation for that? We read in verse 7 about the explanation. The text says, at the presence of the God of Jacob. Friends, we better pay attention to that. The author is saying, when he looks back at the experience of Israel, impossibilities have become realities because of the presence of the God of Jacob. We all have impossibilities in our lives. Maybe today, much more than 1 year or some few months ago. But still, we can change these impossibilities. We can change them into possibilities if God's presence is with us. We read in verse 2, Judah became his sanctuary and Israel his dominion. This was the key of the success of Israel. Judah became the place where God resides. Judah was cultivating the presence of God. My question to you, my question to myself today, am I cultivating God's presence? If we do so, impossibilities can become realities. When I look back into my own life, I could see myself growing as a little boy, really shy little boy. But because of God's presence, His miracle has happened in my life. God can still perform miracles. God can still transform impossibilities if you and I we choose to be the place where He resides. the place where He reigns as Master and King. May God bless you and fulfill His design for your life.